Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Avatar draft here on the channel. Let's dive in and see what we're working with. Whew, deep breaths, everybody. Our rare is Realm of Ko. So it's a land, it gives you some late game inevitability, but it's really slow, so I don't usually like to start with it in my drafts because there's often better options. There is also Accumulate Wisdom, which can be a 2-mana draw 3. Really strong card if you can get the Lesson synergy. But you kind of have to build around getting lessons in your deck, so that can be a little bit tricky. Some color combinations don't have the most lessons. You don't necessarily want to play bad lessons, things like that. And then there's Iroh's Demonstration, which is just a killer, uncommon, gets you 4 damage, kills something dead, 2 mana, and sometimes even is a really good board wipe. So I think I'm going to take that. Just really nice, cheap removal spell. Great place to start the draft. I do love Accumulate Wisdom, though. And then at common, there's Airbending Lesson, which is a really strong card as well. But starting off with a cheap removal spell, I'm pretty happy with most of the red color combinations. Red-white is solid, red-green is solid, red-blue is nice, especially because this is a lesson, so that kicks off well. And red-black maybe isn't the best place to be, but it's still okay if the deck is open, especially because black has some pretty good rares. Sometimes I get deep in the weeds thinking about things, and this is a very easy Firebending Lesson, just great removal spell, one of the best commons, and it matches my first pick, maybe setting me up to play a lessons deck. If I have enough lessons, I can play cards like First Time Flyer. We're going to see what wheels here. That's always nice to note. But I didn't really pay attention to that in the first pack. But like if I was just guessing, I'd be like, okay, somebody's going to snag the rare. Somebody's going to probably snag Earth Rumble. Someone's going to take Haru. Someone's going to take First Time Flyer, Court Official, Battle Fan. That's 6 cards. So like Ozai's Cruelty might wheel, probably won't. For Fire Nation Raiders, almost guaranteed to wheel, in case we want that. But yeah, that's just something to think about. But one thing about this format is there's a lot of really good black rares, but it doesn't always have like the best commons and uncommons. And so it's something like, oh, if you don't get a black rare, like why would you fight over black to some degree? If it's open, you still want to draft the open colors, but that's just like something that's on my mind sometimes. Okay, so we started off with 2 red cards. We've got Iroh's Demonstration, we've got Firebending Lesson. Why not keep it going and take Fire Sage's really good red uncommon? Red seems to be flowing. I don't think we've seen a white card that we were interested in yet. That's always worth noting. Like what you're not seeing is almost just as important as what you are seeing. We're probably going to wheel Fire Nation Raider or Mongoose Lizard. If these don't wheel, it probably means that red is very heavily drafted, or maybe only one person's taking them, but I don't know. The next best card in this pack is, I think, pretty clearly Rocky Rebuke. Pretty solid removal spell in green. Air Nomad Legacy can be really good if you are playing blue-white, and then like Boomy can be good if you have enough lessons. We already have 2 lessons, but I just like to take the cheap cards early on. Gives you more flexibility later, and also the more red cards I take, the more likely I am to be able to just stick to red, see what else is open. Okay, so 3 picks in, we have Firebending Lesson, Fire Sages, and Iroh's Demonstration. What do we want to do here? I mean, I'm not really interested in going for a Shrine deck. I don't really believe in that deck very much. It's just kind of hard. You kind of have to get everything to come together, and like we could just draft like a straightforward 2-color deck. Here, there is Messenger Hawk. So as a 3-drop, it could go into red-black or red-blue, which is tempting. There's also First Time Flyer as a 2-drop. That's pretty reasonable as well, because I already have 2 lessons. I don't love Razor Rings. Boomy's okay, but it's an expensive 6-drop. Ostrich, not my favorite card. I do take it and play it usually, though. I'm going to take Messenger Hawk here. I'm pretty happy playing Messenger Hawks. It's nice that you get the clue. I think just the flexibility that it could go into red-blue or red-black is kind of what's pushing me over the top. Red-green might be open. We're going to keep our eye out for that. But for now, we're just happy taking the red cards. Now there's Toph, so red-green could be a good spot to end up. I'm not going to miss the Ostrich Horse too much, though. 3-drops tend to be like where you get a glut of good cards, and I'm fine drafting red-green. Toph is a totally solid card. If I do get Toph, I might take a card like Earthbending Lesson a little bit higher. Oftentimes, there's like marginal cards that you don't really want to play, but if you have like certain synergy pieces, you will play them. But yeah, I think there have been some good blue cards. I just don't like Iguana Parrot. I'm not really a believer. Meteor Sword is sometimes a win con of my choice, but if red-green is where we're supposed to be, then Toph is a great pickup, and Toph is a really good card. Now, what do we want here? There is Sokka's Haiku, which I don't love. Just kind of, you have to like get ahead, and then they have to like play a spell into this. Watery Grasp is sometimes okay. I think I would take one of the blue cards before I took a blue-red land. Oftentimes it's nice to like know your colors before you take the lands. unless it's like a really mediocre card. But Watery Grasp is good enough that I would take that over like a mediocre card. And taking a Pillar Launch, that's fine, but it's not like a huge priority. Cruel Administrator, like sure, if you get a 6/5, it's pretty decent. But it's looking more likely that I'd be blue-red than black-red. I think blue-red's better anyway. Now we're just going to take War Balloon. We're kind of just trying to take all of the good red cards we see. Red does tend to lean aggressive. This is definitely an aggressive card. If you're on the back foot, it doesn't really block very well because it's the vehicle, so it doesn't come in with as a creature to block, but still a solid option. There is no blue card in the pack, really. We don't really ever want to play Platypus Bear. Invasion Tactics, not really a card for me, but green is looking somewhat open, so keep that in mind. No blue cards in this pack for potential Watery Grasp deck. No really white cards. I mean, Zhong's is fine, but we'll take War Balloon here. Another Toph. Wow. I mean, Toph is just a stellar card. Getting one pick 8 is definitely a bit of a sign. You get a lot of stats for your 3 mana here. There is also Boomy Bash. I don't really like this one. I'll play it sometimes. Like sometimes you need removal, but I don't prioritize removal that highly. Once I like other than the premium ones, like 2 mana deal 4. This is like 4 mana deal 4 in a lot of cases because you play it on turn 4, and this is just like really good. This is like really good. Toph, pretty good 3-drop. Now what wield? Well, we wield like Sparring Dummy, which I don't really like. We wield Boomy Bash. Might just take that. Sometimes you need removal, but I don't think I ever hope to play this. And there's like Earthbending Lesson, Vindictive Warden. Like we have plenty of options as 3-drops. Could take the Lesson. Could also just take Boomy Bash. I mean, I don't mind playing one Boomy Bash. Sometimes red-green wants to have an answer that can kill like anything in the late game. Wow, we did wheel Earth Rumble. That's a bit of a shock. I think this card's really good. We wheeled Fire Nation Rager, which I pretty much guaranteed. It's not a huge signal, but it's good to just note these things. And then there's like a 2-drop, but I've kind of sometimes don't like to just take Desperation 2-drops. Like I think Earth Rumble can be a pretty solid card. It plays really well with Toph, and I'd much rather do that. Like turn 3 Toph into turn 4 Earth Rumble is pretty solid. Now we could take Meditation Pools. Maybe there's a blue rare we open that we want to splash. Red-green can splash fairly often. We did wield both of the red cards, which is also something that I was trying to note. They're not particularly good though, so it's not like a huge signal. I'm not going to miss out on them. And then Porcupine came back. I like that better than the Rough Rhino Cavalry. Red is definitely the place to be. Like all of the red cards are wheeling. Boom, we get Earthbending Lesson back. That's good. Sometimes you have a little bit of a lesson sub-theme in red-green. And I don't love those 4-drops. And then we get the last big Mongoose Lizard. Red is definitely open. Green is pretty open as well. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Okay, so let's see this pack. First of all, what are the best cards? Well, the best card is probably Invasion Submersible. This card's basically a 3-mana 3/3 that bounces something. That's just fantastic. But we aren't going to splash that. It's a tempo card. You want to be able to play it on curve. It's not like the sort of like blue rare you'd splash. Lost Days is also really good. We don't want to splash if we can help it, though. We'd rather just play solid 2-color cards. It makes our curve a lot easier, our mana a lot better. Cave of Two Lovers is pretty nice. Tends to have just like good synergy. It gets you a lot of stuff for your 4 mana. Our 4-drops aren't anything special, so we don't mind taking one here. Then there's also Yu Yan Archers, which is a fine 2-drop. It's just like fine though. And then Earthbending Lesson will probably wheel. I'd take the Cave of Two Lovers here. We have a few 4-drops, but we don't really want to play them. So I'd rather just take this card. You just get a lot for it. You get 2 1/1s, you get a land, you get the 3 Earthbend 3. That's just like enough to make that a good card. And I think Yu Yan Archers is like not like my highest priority often. We wheeled Earth Rumble before, so that's worth noting. I don't like it too much. Like it's not the best card, like but like if it's wheeling, that's good for me. Ostrich Horse, definitely fine. I mean, we're probably gonna try to cut like Porcupine, Mongoose Lizard, Boomy Bash, Earthbending Lesson. Like these are cards that we don't really want to run. We're probably gonna cut the blue splash. We don't really want to splash if we don't have to. I think May could be okay. May, just the prowess is nice. The fact that it can get double strike is nice. Pretty solid 2-drop, and we don't really have 2s. There's Ostrich Horse, but we already have 3 3s. We don't really need to prioritize 3s as much. And as like I haven't been prioritizing 2-drops overly, but getting a couple of them is still nice. So May is going to be nice. Also plays well with like some combat tricks we might want to play. Another May is definitely worse than the first May, but there is also Lightning Strike in this pack. Not the best card, but it's still just a solid removal spell. And then there's Ostrich Horse and Badger Mole. I'm going to take the Lightning Strike. I like having at least a little bit of more interaction. I've got Firebending Lesson, Iris Demonstration, Earth Rumble, now Lightning Strike, Boomy Bash if I need it. But this is kind of, and getting a second copy of a legendary is a bit quick for me. Not that you're always going to draw both, but if you do draw both, it's a pretty big downside. You can't play your cards. Ostrich Horse is fine. Badger Mole is solid. I do want to make sure I get some expensive cards. So we will have to keep that in mind. You can have a deck where you have too many cheap plays almost, which is kind of funny. Now I'm just going to take another Cave of Two Lovers, I think. Just good value play. There's Yu Yan Archers already, but we have just taken a couple of cheap cards. Yu Yan Archer sometimes comes around the table as well. I also don't mind taking Barrels of Blasting Jelly in packs that don't have anything for me, like as a speculative card. I wouldn't mind taking a Foggy Swamp Vinebender. I do have a little bit of a gap here, but now that I have two Cave of Two Lovers, I do want to make sure I get some more expensive cards. I might play Mongoose Lizard. I might play Earthbending Lesson, but I want to make sure I have some expensive cards to make use of the fact that I'm going to hit my 5th land drop fairly consistently. Okay, well, Raven Eagle should not still be in the pack. Splashing is not something I always want to do. This card's really strong, though, and what else is there even for me? There's Lightning Strike. I already have one. Not that I wouldn't play both, but this is a fine splash, too. If you draw this in the late game, you just drop your Raven Eagle, eat their thing, get a clue, draw a card. It's pretty reasonable. And if I can't play it, I'm missing out on a Lightning Strike, which is a solid card, but not like the end of the world to miss out on. We already have one, after all. And if you can take a card that could be the best card in your deck or a really worthy splash, that could be worth it. Professor Zay is also fine, but much better in like sometimes other decks. Okay. Here, we've reached a point where we don't really need a like Deserter's Disciple. We have enough 2-drops right now. We've got 2 2-drop creatures. We can definitely find more. We might even wheel some. The Dragonfly Swarm's a great card as well, but we're going to splash black. We'd rather splash black than blue. We don't need to soul that. I don't really like that card that much. I mean, I'll play it, but I'm just going to take Rumble Arena. Helps with the splash, and is also a good thing to Earthbend on too. And we have some good Earthbending cards, so looking pretty solid. We have a lot of red cards. We don't even have a lot of green cards, so we could just be red-black as well. Here, it's like the easiest Omashu City ever. I mean, if we're playing red-green, which it looks likely, we could still just be red-black. But there's not even really anything that I really care about here other than Boomy, which is pretty solid. We have a few lessons. We have 1, 2, I guess only 2 lessons, and I'm not sure. We would probably play this if we had Boomy, but Boomy really wants you to have at least 2 things. But I like getting the Omashu City, helps with the Raven Eagle splash. And getting the expensive cards later tends to be a lot easier. Now I'm going to take Boiling Rock Prison. There is also Ty Lee, Artful Acrobat. This card's really, really solid, and I'm red aggro deck fundamentally. If I want to splash the Raven Eagle, though, this is just going to make my mana a lot better. It's like, would I rather play Raven Eagle or Ty Lee? Ty Lee's really good, though. This is just like a judgment call, though. I think getting the Rock Prison, I'm going to be able to make playables. Now I'll take Yu Yan Archer, get myself another 2-drop. This did wheel. Red is so open here. I can kind of go World as my oyster in this situation. And I don't really want to ever play Bender's Water Skin. I'll just take How to Start a Riot. I don't think I'll play it, though. And we wheeled Ostrich Horse. That's nice. Actually, I might take Badger Mole. I think I'll take the Ostrich Horse. This is a pretty solid card. 3-drop helps you hit your land drops. Badger Mole's also pretty good, though. I guess I'll prioritize the expensive cards in pack 3. As it's currently standing, Mongoose Lizard's looking fairly likely to make the cut. Deserter's Disciple last does not surprise me. In the kind of cuts pile. Okay, well here I think it's a pretty clear combustion technique. We have a few lessons. It's a good removal spell. But I am keeping my eye out for removal spells. We have pretty decent fixing right now. We have, like, we play 1 swamp. Maybe we'll find a way to, like, search things up. But we play 1 swamp. We have 1, 2, 3 black sources already. That's pretty reasonable. If we get something back like Barrels of Blasting Jelly, that gives me another source. But we could also just still be black-red. I mean, if we wanted to. Depending on if we get past something here. Because we could get past a really good black rare. That definitely does happen. Now there's Ty Lee. I don't love Combustion, man. Ty Lee's good, though. Ty Lee's quite strong. I think I'll take that. There's also Guru Pathic. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 2 sagas. Guru Pathic is pretty good. Yeah, I think I want to take that. Ty Lee's nice. Guru's nice. Yeah, let's take the Guru. Now it's a pretty easy Firebending Lesson. Plays great with Guru. Wouldn't mind the black-green land. It's not going to wheel, though. We got to just take the power level here. Boom, there's a Boomy. We do want some top-end cards. This is going to fit the bill perfectly. We've got plenty of lessons now. You don't need too many top-end cards, but we're going to hit our land drops here. This is going to be a pretty good card for our deck. That's sometimes been one of my weaknesses in draft, is like not prioritizing the expensive cards that are going to be great in your deck. We don't want this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I should have taken the Badger Mole over the Ostrich Horse, but I'm going to find uses for my 3-drops, don't worry. Could play Earthbending Lesson, don't necessarily want to. Could play Boomy Bash. Don't really want to play this. I'm just keeping all my options open here. But red's definitely a good spot. We're going to get some more expensive cards. It's going to be fine. I think the Gurupathic pick was pretty reasonable. We have plenty of things to hit with it. Okay. Suki Kyoshi Warrior is a good card. I think we just take that. There's also Redirect Lightning. I haven't loved this card. I've been actually pretty underwhelmed. I just hold it up forever and then it doesn't do anything. But Suki can do some serious work. We have a lot of creatures. 15 right now. We're going to cut some of them, though. Toph makes 2 creatures. War Balloon's a creature, and it's not a creature at the same time. This makes 2 creatures, so Suki's going to hit for a lot of damage. And Bitter Work is great for us. We have a few ways to make big creatures, I think. They're going to kind of take some work to make them bigger. We don't have a lot of naturally big creatures, but I think it's better than taking wall top sentries. And it kind of fuels itself, so that's fine. We get Iroh's Demonstration. I kind of wish I'd taken another Boomy here. We're not going to get another chance at it. Fire Nation Cadets is pretty reasonable, too. I would play a Saber Tooth Moose Lion. So now there's Rocky Rebuke. This is our last new card. I think that's better than Origin of Metal Bending by a pretty decent margin. Haru Hidden Talent. How many allies do I have? I have 7 allies. I don't think I need more 2-drops, though. Let's just take the Treetop Freedom Fighters. Kind of go wide a little bit here. Maybe that's not the best pick for me, but pretty okay. I'm going to take Combustion Man now. I do want a couple more expensive cards. It's going to do something. I think it's better than the Moose Lion. Okay, I got the black-green land back. That's pretty great. It's going to help me cast my Raven Eagle. And I already just got an expensive card, so I don't need to take the card entirely, and the land is going to be nice. I got a Mongoose Lizard if I want it. I don't want the duck. But yeah, that's one other reason I didn't need the Sabertooth thing. I can just play a Mongoose Lizard. Don't need Messenger Hawk. I'm just going to cut the blue cards. We got Redirect Lightning back. Maybe we'll play it. Don't need Deserter's Disciple. Don't need Porcupine. Don't need How to Start a Riot. We get a couple ducks. 2 turtle ducks. This was a wide open red deck. Okay, so let's make some moves here. So we play 1 swamp. We don't have any ways to search up a land. So we could just play... we could just play no swamps. Okay, we still have 3 black sources then for the Raven Eagle. And then we cut this and we cut a Mongoose Lizard. We're going to hit land drops fine. We don't have as many expensive cards. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We cut Redirect Lightning. Sometimes I like to add cards in and then cut them as I need. I'm not really a go wide deck, so I don't really need the Treetop Freedom Fighters. How many 4-powered creatures do I have? Not that many, but my stuff kind of combines nicely. My lesson count is at 3, 6 lessons. Boomy's going to get there, I think. 2 sagas, so Guru's going to get there. I don't think I need Earthbending Lesson. I just have better options. Boomy Bash can kill almost unconditionally. But dealing 4 is pretty good. Rocky Rebuke can kind of be unconditional. I would definitely sideboard Boomy Bash if I needed it, but I don't think I want to main deck it. And I do want to have a couple 5-drops and 6-drops, so I'm going to play the... Maybe I want to even play both Mongoose Lizards. Or at least a little bit more expensive cards. I don't think I need War Balloon. War Balloon is crewable by Jaded Archer, the Yuyan Archers, though. I'm going to cut the War Balloon. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of want to add in the Earthbending Lesson. I think it's got good synergy with some of my stuff. Then I cut the Mongoose Lizard. That actually seems okay. My deck is kind of... I have 12 creatures, 12 non-creatures. I kind of like having the War Balloon. I could also play How to Start a Riot to combo with my Cave of Two Lovers. Because I have 2 copies of this. I could play the Treetop Freedom Fighters. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oster Tours, 2 caves. I'm going to be able to get my curve going. This seems reasonable to me. I do think War Balloon's good, though. Let's include that. What do we want to cut? I could cut May. I could also just cut something like Lightning Strike. Let's cut Lightning Strike. I'll keep the Rocky Rebuke. Yeah, this is an interesting build. Lots of decisions being made here. I maybe should even play more red sources. Got a pretty good mana base, though, I think. Yeah, I have 3 black sources for my Ravenhawk, which is kind of the amount you want for a splash, especially if it's a card that's really good in the late game, like Ravenhawk. But yeah, let's see how this goes. And as we get ready for the matches, I do want to shout out the NicolaiBolas Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you've been enjoying my videos and you'd like to support my mission to make draft more accessible for everyone, then Patreon is the place to go. And huge shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference. Also, patrons gain access to cool bonus content like my card by card tier list and format thoughts document. This is a pretty easy keep. We have Firebending Lesson, which means we could try to hold it up on turn 1 and then curve into Yuyan. But because they're unlikely to play a 1-drop that matters, let's just guarantee a turn 2 Yuyan, turn 3 Toph. With 2 Tophs, I think it makes playing like Earthbending Lesson make a lot more sense. We will Yuyan away a forest. We don't really have a need for excess lands here. We're probably going to draw one anyway. Yep. Pretty nice. Sometimes you want to, like, Yuyan onto a land that you already, like, that is one of these so that you can sacrifice it, but I don't think we really want to do that in this case. Here we'll probably Firebending Lesson the Raucous Audience, even if it means not doing anything on our turn. So let's just attack first, because if they block, then that's good for us. We don't want to let them get uncontested access to all this mana, so we're going to kill this. Play our tap land. We would love to have been able to go Yuyan Archers, but I think this is still worthwhile. Because when we play Toph now, we can hit them for 2 immediately. Okay, so we'll do this. First we attack. I kind of do want to get the Toph in, but I also kind of want to go Yuyan May. I guess I should have made that decision earlier. I should just like taken my hands off the keyboard. I kind of want to go Yuyan May because I want to just dig through my deck. The Toph, I could have attacked for 2 with the land. Okay, play the May. Because I wanted to dig for another answer, because I think they're going to play something big here. They're going to have 5 mana, 6 mana maybe even. Oh yeah, 5 mana, not 6, because they don't have a 4-powered creature. Oh my gosh, that is not a card I'm afraid of. Okay, So maybe I will need to use my like little get extra value trick, so I will buff up the Omashu City here. Then I'll play my land and no attacks. This is where I wish I had a Mongoose Lizard. Okay, that's a little scary. Iroh's Demonstration. And then I could attack all. They block a 3-1 and they take 3, 5, 7, 9 and go to 5. Let's see what we draw here. So we do hit a land. Perfect. Play land. Deal 4 to the Foggy Swamp Hunters. I think it's worth sacrificing a 3-1 to deal 9 damage to them. Or even more damage. So they're at 4 now. So they have to be careful. We did cut our Lightning Strike, which would be some nice reach in this type of situation. But now War Balloon. I guess this thing blocks War Balloon. The Saber-Tooth Moose line is pretty giant, I will say. But we have the ability to go wide past them if we draw like a Cave of Two Lovers or something. And they scoop it up. Like if they could play another big creature, that's the thing. Let's add a Mongoose Lizard. We definitely want some more big stuff to do once we hit our land drops, because we're going to hit our land drops in this deck pretty easily. We have Ostrich. We have 2 caves. Definitely want to have more top end. And that's a pretty good option. What do we want to cut? Bitterworks, maybe a cut. Suki's maybe a cut. We have some pretty good cards. Could cut Rocky Rebuke as well, but I like having some unconditional removal. I do want to add Mongoose Lizards. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Our colors are very heavily skewed red. Let's cut a Forest, because this can cycle to get a land. It's kind of dicey, but I don't really want to cut my cards. I kind of just want more action. And Mongoose Lizard can cycle. Not having Lightning Strike feels a bit off, but sometimes it's not about playing the best card objectively. It's about playing the card that like fits your deck the best. And I do need like another big thing to play. This is a good hand. Kind of does what I need it to do. Combustion Man's not the best, but he fills a role in our deck. Okay. We will play this land because we want to be able to play Ostrich Horse on turn 3. Okay, that's definitely a card that we will Zapparoonie. We want to use our deal 2 on this one because they could play a 3-4 on turn 3. There's some pretty sizable things. Drawing a tap land there, that was a good turn for it. Okay, beautiful. So now we play our Ostrich Horse. Are they playing mono green? Probably not. Black Barrels doesn't usually go in monocolored decks as much. They could be zapping it up themselves. Okay, there goes our Raven Eagle. But no matter, this is why we have like Combustion Man. Gives us a 5-drop to play. We can go May, Irohs. Okay, the Swarm, they do not yet have a Lesson in the graveyard. Let's attack. They're not going to block, but might as well attack first. And we could play May. May's not going to do that much, though, so let's just kill this before they're going to get the card out of it from playing a Lesson. And then we still hold up Firebending Lesson, so we might not even waste a mana. We probably will, but we might not. We don't really mind. Combustion Man's going to be great. 4/6 is hard to kill because it doesn't die to Barrels of Blasting Jelly, which is nice. Definitely a good upside for having 6 toughness. Okay. Let's play our land first, because that way we can hold a Firebending Lesson if they do go for a combat trick. But I think we'll just play Combustion Man here. If they have a punch spell for their wall-top sentries, sure, that gets us. But now we have at least 2 more big things to play that cost more than 4. I might want to even play the second Mongoose Lizard, just so I have some stuff to play when I've hit land drops. I think that's something that I've struggled with sometimes, is just I build a deck that just has all good cards, but not really a cohesive deck. Yep, they have the Allies at last. That's unfortunate. but there wasn't a ton I was going to be able to do about that. Are they attacking? I mean, I could have tried to, like, firebending lesson this thing first, but I don't really want to firebending lesson their 2/3. And if they don't have that, then I can firebending lesson and attack them, which is even better. Okay. So here I do want to use this on one of my lands. I don't need my black sources anymore, so I'm going to do this onto my swamp, black green, because then I can sacrifice this and then sacrifice it again, potentially. Let's attack. And if they give +2/+2 and untap it, then they give +2/+2 and untap it. That's just a sacrifice I'm willing to make. They'll trade that for like a 2/2 land. Okay, sure. So they are playing red. Play land, play May. This is going pretty reasonably. We have like a removal spell that can take care of most things. We have kind of 6 power in play. They have this barrels. They don't have 5 lands yet. This is going to gain them 2 life. Turtle duck, sure. Turducken is in the house. Ooh, that's a great draw. This will stop them from gaining the life too. And if they block one of my guys, I can buff May. I don't have to use Firebending Lesson, because if I buff May, it does the same amount of damage. I mean, it does more damage. And I can use this to deal 5 to whatever they play next. If they don't play anything, like if they use the Blasting Jelly or something, I have options as well. Whenever I see Bant, I always suspect Aang at the Crossroads. That's always a card that comes to my mind. 5 mana, 3/3, get something else from the deck. That card's really hard to beat. Demands an answer. Foggy Swamp Vinebender. Definitely a card I'd rather kill than Turtle Duck. Turtle Duck needs 3 mana to do its thing. Okay, that's pretty reasonable for me. Let's just be simple, though. So they could have all sorts of things. Close call here. I could play my Mongoose Lizard. I could attack with everything, and then Mongoose Lizard post-combat to kill the Foggy Swamp Vinebender. And then I still have Firebending Lesson. And I have a 5/6 that'll be lethal. And this way, if they do have a combat trick or something, I can blow them out. And this is immune to their Barrels of Blasting Jelly. If they do block my land, then Toph gets smaller too. Okay. This is honestly probably the best outcome for me. If their last card is Quenchia, this doesn't work, but I don't try to play around that when my opponent's playing very heavy green. So I traded Toph, and I got rid of this. If they get rid of this land, then my Toph would be a 0/3, but then anytime I draw any Earthbending, Toph could be a little bit bigger. Like if I draw Earthbending Lesson or something. Badger Mole, sure. That should be game. Kill Badger Mole, attack with everything. They can't block at all. Bob's your uncle. Making sure you have expensive cards to cast in your deck is pretty important. I mean, casting a 5-drop and a 6-drop that game definitely came in clutch. We have 3 big guys. Suki's also pretty big. Earth Rumbles can be big. Earth Bending Lesson I think is good with the 2 Toffs. War Balloons, maybe dicey to include, but does some good work with Bitter Work. I think this is going to be the build for now. Keep it going. You can always make changes, but it's always good to like look at your deck. Like if you're really trying to win, always look at your deck after each game because there's no reason not to. Gives you a little bit of extra familiarity, helps you play to your outs. And you just learn stuff. You're like, oh, okay, my deck gets big creatures into play, which might not always be obvious. My deck doesn't necessarily do that, but I've been pretty like if I was just drawing like lightning strikes instead of mongoose lizards there, it's a big difference having some expensive cards, ways to spend your mana in the late game. So I'm pretty pleased. I think we took good advantage in this draft too of like cards that are like maybe not always the greatest, but yeah, this is a great hand. We have lots of cheap cards that we wield. Red was super open. There is our Raven Eagle. We might discard it to our Yuan archers because it might not be castable for such a long time. Yep, we will definitely take that out. We have 3 sources of black mana. Okay, play Yuan archers. Ditch the Raven Eagle. I don't think I'm going to be able to cast this game. I'm more hoping to top deck this in the late game. You have to be disciplined with these things. I could have done nothing, but I would rather have spells that I can cast. Okay. Play tap land, play Yuan Archers number 2. Don't use it because my hand is pretty solid here. I don't really want to get rid of my 4th land that I'm going to use to cast Guru Pathic. I don't want to make this trade because they'll just bring it back at some point in the future. This thing will probably have to die. But I think I have a little bit of time at least before I have to do that. Okay, so I'm going to discard... This is tough. I'm going to discard the forest. I think I'll find a 4th land eventually for the Guru, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. Play Toph. Definitely going to use it on my mountain this time. Okay, these 3/1s not looking good. If this was a different matchup, I might even sideboard these things out. They have so many 1 toughness guys. Oh my goodness. My goodness. So, what does this say? Well, probably +1/+1 counter, -1/-1 to a guy. It's a somewhat free attack. Okay, let's go to combat. Send in with my own gang of amigos. They could have razor rings. That's fine by me. I'd rather they kill Toph than my mountain. May can block the merchant. I'll trade Yuan archers for Momo. It's not getting better and I don't want to take like 50 damage. As soon as I draw my 4th land, I can play Cave of 2 Lovers. If they have +1/+1 counter, -1/-1, it goes really bad for me if I block there. Okay, they're trying to grow the Sandbender. Let's make 1 bigger creature. It does make Toph a little bit more vulnerable. So they have 1 card in hand. I suspect it might be +1/+1, -1/-1. But now I can block Merchant of Many Hats if I want to. Though maybe it was just Razor Rings all along. Heartless Act, sure. Okay. We're going to keep spending our mana. Discarding this forest has not worked out the best for me. People sometimes wonder why I take so much damage from these things. It's just like, I don't know what their last card is. I've taken 6 damage, but if this board state progresses in for me, like if I draw 1 land in the next 2 draw steps, 3 draw steps, I'll be pretty pleased. I'll be in good shape, I think. Okay. Airbending lesson, sure. So if they have +1, +1, -1, -1. Now I can block like this. Okay, that's a good trade for me. They're gonna get back Momo. Or June. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. I didn't read the rest of Sandbender Scavengers. I can kill June though, if they bring it back. Let's play Guru first. Because that way we get an extra counter out of our Cave of Two Lovers. Every counter matters. Combustion Technique, perfect. We can exile Merchant of Many Hats for good. They're probably going to sack it to June so they can keep it in the graveyard where they want it to actually be. Interesting. They immediately sack the clue. Okay, they're applying a little bit of pressure here. Okay. Definitely buff up the May. Sure. Play this. Huge amount of pressure on them now. If your opponent's lollygagging, you gotta punish them when you can. Okay, they're lollygagging in a major way. That's gonna be really good to close the game. Let's just do this, though. Buff up the May. Do a little bit of crewing. And then next turn we're guaranteed to hit our land drop because of this cave. Okay, they sold out on the May. They're still taking 4 from the War Balloon. So they're going to be dead to War Balloon unless they draw something. And we're going super wide, and this Mongoose is going to do extra damage, and Rocky Rebuke's going to be good. Let's play Guru. 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 Let's pl Okay. So, I think we're in good shape here. So they have 2 draw steps to find an answer to War Balloon. And, like, everything else we've got going on. Boom! Got the win. Man, that was a weird game. We were kind of stuck on land. They were kind of out of stuff to do. Our cards just did a lot. I feel like our deck is pretty solid. Very nice. 3 wins. I mean, if this deck got 5 wins, I'd be happy. I mean, I'm always kind of just... The thing you have to focus on, and sometimes I do a better job of this than other times, but is playing your game, doing your best. Because Magic is fundamentally a game about making the correct decision every turn. It's not about winning or losing, because you can't always control that. Like, you can make every decision right and lose the game. You can make a lot of decisions wrong and win the game. But it's just about trying to do your best. Like, your opponent doesn't matter, only your plays matter. Okay, I am going to keep this hand on the draw. We have 7 green sources. We have a Yuyan Archers. We have 3 draw steps. We have pretty decent odds, I think. So we have like 4 draw steps. First turn, second turn plus Yuyan Archers, third turn, second turn Yuyan Archers, fourth turn. So we have 4 draw steps to kind of get what we want done. Playing against mono black. Okay, we are going to play Fire Sages on turn 2. Could play Yuyan Archers, but we'll just accept that this guy's probably going to die. Does not die. But this way it doesn't die to Azula always lies. Okay, playing against this color combo. Resting. So we did whiff on the land. Let's Yuyan Archers discard Earthbending Lesson. Because that way our... Beautiful. We did get there on the draw step. Now we can attack. Make the mana combustion technique this guy. It's glorious. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. What a turn. Kept our hand, got rewarded. Okay. So they have 4 mana. They almost certainly have Sold Out here. That's like the instant speed removal spell you should suspect in these situations. So if they have Sold Out, I don't want to pump this, that's for sure. I kind of want to play multiple threats here. I could just play Toph. Make a land. But if they... Yeah, then they can exile the land if they want, I guess. Add a couple of extra threats, hit them for more damage. They're going to Sold Out. They're going to have to Sold Out a 2-drop, basically. Oh, they don't Sold Out. Oh, that's bad. That means they probably have a board wipe. Well, I can't always play around board wipes. But if they Day of Black Sun me, I'm just toast. I can technically kind of do it for it all. Yikes. I mean, I don't usually play around Day of Black Sun, but at this point, it's like, what have they done? They didn't Sold Out anything there. They haven't cast spells. I would not be surprised if they got me for a great Day of Black Sun. Okay. Okay, so I've got them down to 2. I could have put them to 1 if I'd pumped this. I wasn't going to risk that, though. I'm just going to play Bitter Work. If they do have Day of Black Sun, at least then I can make a creature hasted and win the game. I think the Mountain will still come back. It loses all abilities, but I think that might be tied to the Earthbend ability that it comes back tapped. Okay, they cycle that. That's maybe a good sign. I don't know exactly. They haven't done anything this game. Earth King. Okay, that's not going to save them. Okay, so they just did nothing. That's why you play your own game. Focus up. I mean, pressure, pressure, pressure. That was pretty nice. 4 wins. I wonder what they kept. Like, what was in their hand that they did nothing the entire game? I guess they were really counting on that wall top sentries. That's why punch-based removal spells are sometimes risky. Because if they had like wall top sentries and then like Rocky rebukes. I mean, we had like a really good turn. It was kind of going to be maybe a dicey game. Okie doke. Definitely a keepable hand. Missing some stuff. Raven Eagle can't be cast yet, but we can find either a discard outlet or a source of colored mana. Play May. Next turn we can cycle Mongoose Lizard if we need to. So if they have a kill spell, it's not going to leave them with a permanent advantage. So I'm just going to block here. Yeah. I'm just going to activate this, I think. Yuyan Archers. Might as well do this. Now we're going to play Guru Pathic. I think. Well, I just want to make sure I hit my land drops by playing Cave. If I play Cave... I'm just going to play Cave, actually. Guru blocks pretty well, but Cave makes sure I can play my Mongoose, which I can kill the Yuyan. Yeah. So they didn't discard a card. What are the odds they have Razor Rings? Pretty high, right? But if they don't have Razor Rings, 4 damage is pretty good. I'm not going to play scared. And if they have Razor Rings, it's going to get my guy eventually. And 4 damage does mean a lot in this potential racing situation. Especially because I'm going to try to Earthbending Lesson next turn. Hit them for another 8. Glider Staff, sure. They take care of May, not a 1/1 token. Interesting. Okay, play land. Or I could play Guru Pathic. They have a lot of flyers coming up. Let's just try to pressure them. Let's try to pressure them. And if this trades with something, that's fine for me as well, because I don't have that much removal, but I have enough to like Earth Rumble kill their glider kids next turn. Put them on a 2-turn clock, potentially. Yep. So they're hitting me for 6 here. Ooh, that's a great draw. I would like... So this can go up to 7. I can almost get them completely dead. I'm just going to... I kind of want to buff a new land. I'm just going to keep buffing the same one, though. I'm going to hit them for 7 here. I don't think they can really do much. They could have airbending, but airbending can't stop me. Let's take down their Yu-Yan archers, because that hits the hardest. If they have airbending lesson, they can airbending lesson their own Yu-Yan archers, but they can't airbending lesson my mountain. And then we'll attack like this. If they have razor rings, they can use it on my mountain, but then block. Oh my gosh, do they have that stupid destroy target attacking creature card? That'd be rough. I guess that's the downside of going all in on one mountain. You get wrecked by the one card that can get it. But if they go to 2 here, they have +2/+2. What do they have? Okay, perfect. I figured those 2 1/1s would be able to get through. Wow, they can't take down the mountain. Wow, the glider jet thing can, though. Oh my gosh, that's unfortunate. But it did a lot of work, so that's okay. We forced some chump blocks. And we are going to be in okay shape here, I think. So they are out of stuff in play. That's a great draw. So let's Guru Pathic, I think. Cave, nice. They land. Save ourselves some trouble here and just... So I could Iros now. I don't think they can kill me from my life total. I can get them to 8 here. I can get them to 7 if I Iros. I'm wondering how I win if they just play... Oh no, I have a reach creature. Because I wonder if they like play a 4/4 or something, but they can give it flying the next turn. So I have like a day to deal with this problem. I have 5 to 7 business days to deal with this particular issue. Kyoshi Warriors, yep. That is a great draw. That's a lesson too. Shucks. So they have 1 mana. If I just play Mongoose Lizard and ping this guy, do I just win? No, not necessarily. If I play Cave of 2 Lovers, attack all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm close to winning then. Because I'll be able to firebend unless I can put the counters on things. This can only buff up other creatures, right? Yep. Okay. Guru Pathic, buff up my 1/1. No, buff up my guy to be a 3/3 maybe. Gonna buff up everything here. Wow. Okay. So now I kill both their creatures, which is exactly what I wanted. So any of my guys get through, I win, because Mongoose Lizard can ping them for the win. Okay, the airbending lesson 1. I guess if they have razor rings, they can gain some life. Okay, we got him. Good game. Nicely done. See you next round. Welcome to another round. As I said before, you got to play your game regardless of who your opponent is. Matchmaking has paired me against a bronze player, but I'll treat them the same as if they were any other opponent. This is a keep because Mongoose Lizard is a red source. That's one of the benefits. It's like basically I replaced a mountain with the Mongoose Lizard. So in some games, I'll be able to use that to my advantage. This is one of those times. They've played 2 mountains, so maybe a fast matchup. I don't know why I do this. This is just a bad habit that I do in response to their spell. Okay, I guess it just makes things a little faster. Mountain acquired. Here I just play my 3-drop. Because if I can curve this into Earth Rumble, I'm going to be in very good shape indeed. Because I get a 4/4 out of the deal, I kill their guy, or one of their other guys maybe even. Yeah, I kill Porcupine 100% if I can. And so now I just have to draw 1 land. Boom, Bob's your uncle. The Earth Rumble here. Target our land. Punch their Porcupine. Or fight it, it's not a punch. And then I get to hit them for 4 as well. And now I have 8 power in play. I'm probably gonna... I've been going Guru before Cave because I like the counter. I see... I feel like that's probably going to continue for me. We whiffed. 4 lands are gone now, and a black source. We'll keep the pressure on. They only have 1 color of mana. We can maybe get them before they find their 2nd color. And when you're ahead in the damage race, it can be like implied blocking. Because like if they attack me back, I can attack them for 10. Or maybe even 11. I was really hoping I'd find something with this, but I can just play Cave. Or at least, okay, they're maybe playing mono red. But yeah, they attack me back for 4. I can hit them back for 10. Okay. They have the last Agni Kai as a complete fight spell, but it does take out my Toph to some degree. But it does mean that I can now play Cave of 2 Lovers without worrying. Play this, play Cave. Buff my guy up, make my allies, attack for 2. I guess I should have attacked for 2 first. Combustion Man, sure. Search for a mountain, beautiful. I don't really want this extra land. The Boomy's not a card I really care about right now. Now I'm just going wide. If they attack with Combustion Man, I'll just take it. Next turn I can Combustion Technique, make one of my 1/1s a 2/2. Hit them for a bajillion. Kyoshi Battle Fan, sure. Sure. I will take 5. I have 3, 6, 9 from this thing. They can only block 1 of them. Then they take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No blocks. I could have also chumped that. Kill Deserter's Disciple. Buff up. If I buff the Forest, it's like a double buff. It'll buff Toph as well. They have Lightning Strike. They could Lightning Strike the Forest. They're going to have to block Toph anyway. Because this is, they block Toph. They take 4. Do they have a lesson in their graveyard? They do not. They take block Toph. They take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's just buff up one of our 1/1s. If I attack like this, they block a Yu-Yan Archers. They take 3, 5, 9, 12. They block Toph. They take 3, 5. Lethal. Let's just leave myself extra blockers against Combustion Man. They did have the Lightning Strike. I guess I should have just held, like, buffed up a Yu-Yan Archers. I would have not gone to 3. I would have definitely chump blocked before going to 3. I should have just chump blocked the turn before, maybe. I'll decline to take lethal damage. Seems reasonable. They say GG. We get the win. We were in okay shape there if we drew a land or a spell. Drawing tap land specifically would have been rough. But if we draw a land, we play Boomy. We Earthbend 3, which makes Toph a lethal threat. They have to kill Toph. Then they take lethal from the others. If we don't draw land, we can buff up May even, which is probably okay. Mono red, eh? I think I played that game pretty reasonable. I maybe should have chump blocked the turn before. I definitely shouldn't have buffed a guy that I wasn't attacking with. So maybe I should have attacked him with the extra 2/2. But I think that was reasonable. I think leaving back extra safety is okay there, because I don't want to lose to like 2 removal spells, because I don't really have to. I can be pretty fine against most things there. And I guess leaving a 2/2 back did protect me a little bit from like a deal 1, like a Mongoose Lizard. But yeah, I thought I might have a shot at lethaling them. Which I did. I'm glad I didn't play around. I'm glad I played around the Lightning Strike. I just messed it up because I should have buffed up a different creature than the 3/3 or whatever. But yeah, that was pretty good. I think overall the key, I mean, no matter who we're playing against, you just focus on playing your own game. I think playing Guru before the Saga is okay. We whiffed on a lesson, but that's okay as well. And now we're up against a Mythic opponent, but we're going to use the same approach we've been using. On the play, we can keep this. It's not my favorite, though. We have some Yu-Yan Archers to discard, though. We have Bitter Work, Earthbending Lesson. We will use this on turn 1 to try and scry into something good, though. Guru, Pathic. I think we need something before turn 4. Like, even any 2 or 3 drop gets the job done, and most of our deck fits that bill. Grand, the worst card to see in this situation. It is going to massively, massively punish me for not having anything to do. Because they just get to loot for free, and I'm probably going to lose now. Okay, they get a couple of loots for free, maybe even, because my hand is very slow and did not really get the job done. Sometimes you're going to lose games. We kept a sketchy hand. Mulliganing is bad and limited, but so is keeping sketchy hands sometimes. I don't think it was that far away from keepable. We had a scry to help find a 2-drop or 3-drop that's more proactive than Bitter Work. And yeah. And they played the most punishing 1-drop possible that just gets them so much value. Are they playing mono blue? That's not good for me either. They're going to have counter magic available then. Tiger Seal. They have multiple Tiger Seals. What's this? Are we playing constructed here? Like, what are we even doing? This is bad. So I suspect they are holding up Idelquentia or an octopus form. I mean, they're holding up something good. I'm definitely not playing Earthbending Lesson. The question is whether I use Bitter Work or whether I Firebending Lesson Grand. I think I have to use my mana here. Let's just use this on the Rumble Arena. They'll get to untap Tiger Seal. They're playing against Mono Blue. Maybe they won't have a good answer to Rumble Arena. If they have, like, the most common possible answer, though, the keep my guy tapped, that's really bad for me. But maybe they're just horribly color screwed. I think they're just playing Mono Blue, though. I think they also have Eloquentia. Honest work. Sure. Very briefly, you were a 5/5 humble merchant. I'm ready for the quenching. Okay, sure. We're waiting to use Firebending Lesson because I can pay for Quenchia. And I can also, if I block Grand with my May and Humble Merchant as a double block, then Firebending Lesson if they go for something. Then I can still pay for the 2 for the Quenchia that they obviously have. Sure, we'll give our guy double strike, why not? Okay, Rocky Rebuke. Yeah, I'm not going to walk into Sokka's Haiku either. Oh, okay. Waterbend 4. 1, 2. We can't Waterbend 4 right now. We can Earthbending Lesson onto this and then Rocky Rebuke this, but we can't pay. Waterbend 4 is a lot. Waterbending Scroll is really bad for me too. This is where I need my Earthbending Lesson to do some work. If I draw my second card each turn, they draw 2 cards. I think I'm going to lose this game. It's not good for the home team, that's for sure. Maybe I should have tried to save this one. I should have saved Rocky Rebuke and tried to use Firebending Lesson. The Waterbending 4 on the Unagi is going to be so tough for me. But they did just throw away their Tiger Seal. Iguana Parrot, sure. So they don't have Quenchia. Interesting. Draw. So they draw 2 cards if I draw 1, so. Yeah, I messed this up. Oh, that's a mistake. I messed that up too, I guess. Jeez. We will attack. Yeah, I needed to buff up my other land. I did not. Oh, it becomes a 0/0. Yeah, that's a complete and utter punt. I definitely botched that. It's going to cost me the game, too, because I can no longer double block Unagi. I don't even want to trigger my bitter work. Because it triggers their Unagi. It's such a perfect card against what I have. Yeah, I should have double checked that. I was never going to be able to use Rocky Rebuke on this, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I hadn't, oh my gosh, okay, I was never winning this game. But if I had saved my Firebending lesson, I could have used it on this Unagi. The Iguana Parrot was going to be kind of a problem, but yeah, that was quite an unfortunate game, I would say. I should have not played around Quenchia, I guess. That was my big mistake. Because playing around Quenchia, I didn't really have better options other than do nothing for 6 turns. And if they don't have Quenchia, as you saw, I lose the game badly. If I had, I mean, I would have lost by not playing around Quenchia, because playing around Quenchia also indirectly played around Unagi. So I would have like made a guy attacked. They would have flashed Unagi, drawn 2 cards, and eaten my guy, and I would have lost in a landslide anyway. We will keep this on the play. We have a Scry, we have an extra draw step, we have a ton of 2-drops and cheap plays. We will play the Rock Prison first, because that way we can play Firebending Lesson. We don't have green mana yet, but we have this, which can be green mana. Green adjacent. Okay, play Rumble Arena. Scry for lands. It's not a land, but it's kind of a land, but we're just going to scry that away. We will play this. We will ditch the Boomy, because we are miles from it. And we hit a land. Perfect. We need 1 more land, and then Cave of Two Lovers is online. Okay. This is perfect for us. I think we want to combustion technique. Let's just hold our horses here. Yeah, let's combustion technique here. Kill Callous Inspector. And also make sure they don't get the card draw from it. Then end our turn. We could have zapped this, but I don't think we want to. We're just going to play a long game here. We can maybe beat a black-white deck in a long, drawn-out battle. Trading 1-2 for 3-1 just doesn't make much sense. We just made a favorable trade. But Yu-Yan Archers is going to have to try to block something else. We have this that we can sack eventually. We're going to have this as a land we can Earthbend onto. It's a weird move because... Okay, that makes more sense now. Now I don't mind trading my Yu-Yan Archers for it. Start getting some value here. So now we can Iros the Fire Nation Engineer in the future, but for here we just really wanted to use our mana efficiently. And now we will trade Zhong-Zhongs for Yu-Yan Archers. They've invested some extra resources to make their card a little bit better. They're sold outing my 3-1. Interesting. Okay, well, no blocks. Zhong-Zhongs. Kick that, attack our guys. The reason we killed this guy is because we don't want... I guess we could have killed Zhong-Zhongs first. And then used Iros on the other guy. I should have spent more time on that play. I played that too hastily. What I was trying to do was trying to stop this thing from getting another trigger, but they aren't going to have haste. So I could have just, and I'm going to use Iro's demonstration on this next turn. I should have just done 5 to the Zhong-Zhongs. Then I could have taken 2 from the, no, but I don't want them to put a counter on another creature that they play this following turn. That's why I did it this way. Okay, but I should have taken my time anyway. If I draw a forest now, I'm in pretty happy shape. I play Gurupathic, maybe Firebending less than something, get a counter. Okay, Water Tribe Captain. We will put this on here. So I attack here, then I go Iroh's Demonstration in May. I messed this up again. I went too hastily. I was like, oh, I'll attack with my guy. I should have Iroh's Demonstration their Water Tribe Captain pre-combat, though. Actually, yeah, this is fine. I'm trying to play a longer game, because if I'm going to start drawing green spells and not be able to do anything. Okay. Okay, that worked out okay. Combustion Man, there we go. I assume they have some kill spells in their hand. They use Sold Out on a 3-1, so. I'm using my life total as a resource for sure, trying to be more efficient. If they don't have an answer to the Combustion Man, I'm in pretty decent shape. So they have their 5th land, finally. If they had Sold Out, they would Sold Out Combustion Man, attack me down to 4, probably. This whole game, I've been a little bit rushed. I'm just going to take my hand off the mouse. That's always something you can do while you're thinking. Very close game, though. I think I've made reasonable choices throughout. I've been using my mana every turn. It's just a question of whether or not I can get across the finish line now. They have 3 cards in hand. They're all spells because they've been missing land drops. I have 3 spells. They have 3 spells. I need another green source, but I can cast most of my green cards. They're just going straight to combat. Okay. And I kind of have to block if they attack, because if they have a combat trick, like what could they have? They could have Yip Yip. That doesn't do it. They could have Azula Always Lies. That doesn't do it. And those are really the main 2. They could have Razor Rings. Beautiful. Glider Kids. That's a card I'm going to want to kill with my Iroh's Demonstration. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go War Balloon Iroh's Demonstration this turn. Okay. Target their Zhong's Deserters. So we can't crew up the War Balloon here. But we can use Rumble Arena to crew it up next turn if we need to. And then both of our 1/1s chip in to get an extra point of damage through. So they hit their 6th land drop. This is where they could play... honestly, they could play the Sozin guy, but then I just get War Balloon active. And that could be good enough to get across the finish line. They could play... Okay, so that's not a block I'm going to make. They have double Yip Yip. They could have done that anyway. You can't get me with Cat Gator. They can't really afford to take another thing from Combustion Man. Do they have Sold Out? What do they have? Taking my hands off the mouse again. This has been a pretty good draft, I think. Like Appa. Interesting. So they're going to make an army of 1/1s. But they're going to be tapped out, so I'll have all the information, presumably. Wow, what are they? What? Oh, they're getting rid of Combustion Man. They make another 1/1 on the ground. Okay. Interesting. So they have to block the War Balloon if they attack with it. Because they can't just go like block here, jump here. They will die. And I can crew that up with the Combustion Man. So that's an easy move. Let's just think out the whole turn, though. I crew this up. They're going to block with Appa. I attack with everything. They go block Appa here. Chump block here. Take 2. Go to 3. Then I play land, and then I have 5 mana exactly to play Gurupathic. And they have to trade Appa, which is pretty huge for me. Oh, I was going to have a mana to spare, but I needed this mana, I think. Wow, we whiffed. Oh, man, that's rough. That's rough. Oh, man. I wonder if that'll lose me the game. Top 5 cards, not a Saga or a Lesson. That's unlikely in my deck. But you have to stay focused. I mean, we have drawn 1, 2, 3 of our Lessons, 4 of our Lessons, and 1 of our Sagas. So that's like 5. We only have like 7 or 8 targets. So that actually makes some sense. We missed out on some pretty good cards, though. Like, any Earthbend is going to win us the game. Boomy's already gone. Mongoose would be a good draw. The Mongoose. But keep in mind, we've already gotten 1 cave going. We have... The cave is doing all of our damage. It's gotten these 3 guys, which have been huge for us. Okay. So they are in trouble now. So if we attack with everything, we really don't want to lose to... They could go block this guy here, chump block, take 2, go to 1. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so that's going to be good enough. So this is a force block, pretty much. And then we... Remember, Mongoose can hit face. The Mongoose Lizard tech that we were practicing. Boom! That's how you win a draft right there. I feel like we played that. It was an electric draft in some ways. I'm wearing my new shirt that I got for Christmas. This is being recorded, I guess, day of Christmas or early morning the next day. But I got my new lucky shirt on, and I'm very pleased. 7-1. We lost that 1 game. Maybe a sketchy keep, but also we drew all lands, and our opponent had a great deck. But I felt really proud about this one. We got our 15 land deck. We made sure we had a little bit of top end here. We cycled the Mongoose Lizard once. We cast it a couple times. The Combustion Man was good. The Boomy. Just having some top end is important in these decks. The Gurupathic was nice. Cave of 2 Lovers did a lot of work. We never cast Raven Eagle, but I think it was good to have. And we had all these cheap lessons really facilitating this entire deck. War Balloon came in at the end. I feel like this was overall a pretty solid deck and a pretty interesting build. Lots of good decisions. Like not playing Lightning Strike, but playing Mongoose Lizard, I think was key. Because, I mean, I guess in that last game, if we'd drawn Mongoose Lizard, it would have won us. And I guess a couple of the other times we drew Mongoose Lizard, it would have won us. But the fact that we got to cycle this 1 game saved us because we didn't have the mulligan that hand. But yeah, pretty sweet deck, pretty fun games. If you made it to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag clean build, because this was a very clean build, very interesting, very fun. Or just leave hashtag a lesson learned, because these were a lot of lessons in this deck, and it was hopefully you learned something watching it. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'll talk to you next time.